Hello everyone, this is JPolheber. I'm here for my last speech for this class. This topic is what makes a good witness. Have you ever told a story to somebody and expected them to believe you at face value because you were telling the absolute truth? Conversely, have you ever heard a story from someone that you really didn't believe was true and you kind of questioned the validity of the story? As police officers, we do this often. Sometimes there's a motive behind a witness telling a false statement. Sometimes it's through no fault of their own. One lesson I learned that was very strong is what I want to share with you. But before we get to that point, what I'd like to show you is a definition or characteristics of good witness. Thomas Adams, who wrote Police Operations Field Manual, theoretically, talked about 7 characteristics of a good witness. Now these characteristics are, some of them are no-brainers, but some of them make, good sense. For example, was a witness present during the incident? That's a no-brainer. You can't have a witness who wasn't there. The second one, were they consciously aware of what took place, or were they sleeping? Were they attentive as the event took place, or were they daydreaming? Were they talking on a cell phone? Were their thoughts elsewhere when this took place? Were they in a position to see or hear the incident, which is very important. Again, common sense. Are they physically or mentally competent to understand what took place and to decipher the incident in their own minds? Are they able to communicate it effectively, whether to a police officer, to a judge, jury, whatever the case may be? And finally, can it be recounted in reverse order? You'll often find somebody who really fabricates a long story. If you ask them to give it to you backwards, opposite of the chronological order that took place, they have a difficulty doing that because they cannot remember in that sequence. So that's a good way to spot a liar who's giving you this long, tall tale of something that never happened. Now here's what happened to me many years ago as a young police officer that I have yet forgotten. I was responding to a traffic accident at this intersection, Howard Avenue and 9th Street. Howard Avenue runs east and west, whereas 9th Street runs north and south. What's unique about this intersection is that 9th Street runs north as a one-way roadway. It's northbound traffic only. However, south of Howard Avenue, it's two-way traffic. There's only one stop sign at this intersection, and that's right here. No need to put a stop sign here because traffic is not supposed to turn south. It's northbound only. Well, I was called to a traffic accident with 2 cars on the roadway. When I arrived on scene, this is what I saw. I saw a red car that looked like it traveled south of 9th Street against a one-way roadway, and a green car that went on Howard Avenue, west to east. It looked like the red car was going the wrong way. So I'm looking for witnesses on scene, and I find 3 people, and they said that they saw the accident. So my first question was, where were you when this took place? And they said they were right here. This is about a block away from the actual intersection, but a really good line of sight. So all right, tell me what happened. He said the red car went down the wrong way on a one-way, the green car had a right-of-way, red car hit the green car, red car's at fault. I said, well, that's pretty much what I thought too. So I was ready to write the citation for the driver of the red car. And when I informed him of this, he said, wait a minute. He says, why are you citing me? I said, because you went the wrong way on a one-way. He said, that's not the case. He said, he was on Howard Avenue, the green car went the wrong way on one-way. So I asked the driver of the red car to explain to me what took place, and this is what he came up with. He said he was traveling westbound on Howard Avenue, and as he approached 9th Street, the green car ran into him. Now, one thing he did to avoid collision, or try to avoid collision, they said he veered to the left, hoping that he could avoid it, but it was inevitable they crashed anyway. What happened afterward is unique. Once they collided, they literally rotated 90 degrees, so it looked as though the red car was coming down the one way, and the green car was coming on Howard Avenue. Now I verified this by debris and tire striations that were here and here. And it didn't make sense. I could see it in the pavement where these cars actually rotated 90 degrees. So now I had the dilemma with my 3 witnesses. And I approached them again. I said, tell me again what happened. They repeated their story. So finally I asked, which direction were you coming from? And they said they were walking with their backs to the intersection. Now here's what happened. The 2 cars collided. Of course, light travels faster than sound. By the time the sound reached them a block away, and by the time they took the time to react, hear what's going on, and turn their heads to see what happened, they saw the cars already at final rest. They did not see that rotation. They did not see anything pre-accident. They saw a post-accident final rest rotation. This is what they were testifying to, but they were not good witnesses in this case. So, let's recap what took place, what Mr. Adams is talking about here. Were they present during the incident? The answer is yes, they were. Theoretically, they were present. Were they consciously aware it took place? Absolutely. They even tried to render aid. Were they attentive as the event took place? And the answer is yes. From their perspective, they were attentive. Were they in a position to see or hear the incident? Now, this is the unique part. They heard the incident, but they were not in a position to see it because they were facing the wrong way. Had they faced the right direction, had they been walking the opposite direction, and saw the accident unfold in front of them, they would have been much more reliable witnesses. Were they physically and mentally competent? Yes, they were. I believe they were, and they were able to communicate effectively from their perspective of what took place. Can it be recounted in reverse order? This doesn't apply here because it was a one thing. They heard a crash, they turned their heads, they saw this. It wasn't a chronological issue. I could not use them as witnesses, but it was a good learning point for me. And for those of you, whether you're in police work or not, if somebody recounts a story to you, you may want to consider these and see how true or what perspective are they giving you the story from. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to thank you for your time. For those who are overseas, I wish you well. My thoughts and prayers are with you. Please be safe and come home soon. Again, thank you very much.